Did you know that Perplexity cites YouTube videos? Here's a little script on how to get picked. So your next Perplexity citation may not come from your website. It may actually come from your YouTube video. It may come from your Google business profile, or it may come from a citation or an article that you almost decided not to publish. So that's the important finding from a new technical teardown on how Perplexity retrieves and selects its sources. That's another reason that you can't use one AI search strategy across every platform. Unfortunately, they're all different. So hi, I'm Ken Roy, breathing in SEO, and search is changing fast. People aren't clicking the 10 blue links first. They're getting the answer from AI. So the new goal isn't just to rank, it's to become the source that AI cites. On this channel, I'll show you the exact no BS, no buzzword marketing junk that strings you along, wait for an answer that never comes. I'm going to show you the systems we use to earn visibility, AI overviews, AI mode, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, and more. We cover content architecture, entity signal, schema measurement, anything else that works. These videos are built as frameworks so you can copy, so you can lean to the plan, not just ideas. So here's what changed. The researcher captured the raw data Perplexity streamed into the browser while citing answers. The test included informational, commercial, comparison, news, local, shopping, how-to, and deep research queries. In every standard query tested, Perplexity searched well. And that part is consistent with Perplexity's own description of its products, the AI-powered search engine that searches the intent that provides the citations. But the more useful finding was how Perplexity changed its retrieval surfaces based on the questions. A how-to question triggered video results. A local question moved into the map system. A comparison question cited the company's own comparison page. A news query preferring official sources. In deep research, opened a smaller number of pages that appeared to examine them more fully. Now, that was a small test. You just want to count one geographical location, one individual user, basically 7 standard queries into one deep research route. So I wouldn't call any of this like a universal ranking factor, but I would probably call it a pattern that's worth looking at and looking at testing, because it confirms something most companies are missing. The asset that ranks the traditional Google search may not be the asset that earns Perplexity citations. For an instructional question, a YouTube video may win. For a location question, a place entity may win. For a competitor question, an honest comparison page or a rubric might actually win. And for company news, your official announcement or, a changelog may be actually the strongest source. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing. They keep publishing blogs, posts for every possible question, but Perplexity doesn't appear to treat every question as a web page problem. It treats different questions as different retrieval problems. So it's looking at different places for different sources depending on what it thinks is going to give it the best information. So here's a system that we would use at Green Banana. We called Perplexity Citation Source Audit. So step 1, I would choose like 12 questions connected to a revenue if you want to do a revenue example. So just to be clear, don't use one query. You have to use a bunch. 12 might be a little overkill, but it's something that we do here. Use the actual customer language. Push questions from sales, Google Ads, search terms, search console, emails, reviews, and objectives. You can take all these questions and actually put them in the chat just to figure out, or Perplexity to figure out what questions they would ask. Include questions on products or services, competitor comparisons, local questions, any current news about the product or the service of a company, and deeper research questions. Step 2, run every query in a clean Perplexity session. What I mean by clean is don't group it all together, or it's going to start chunking things based on answer threads. So do one at a time, separate one, separate thread, record the answer, record every brand mentioned, record every clickable citation. A good citation tool will actually do the same thing if you have one of those. And then look for the surface. Did Perplexity show web pages? Did they show videos? Did they show Google Maps? Did they show articles? Did they show comparison pages? Did they show shopping results? Start looking for patterns based on what questions were triggering what type of search. Are they looking at like third-party lists that are coming up? Don't just ask whether your page appeared somewhere in the retrieval process. You want to track whether it was actually cited. It's important to understand that retrieval and citations are not the same result. A source can enter the candidate pool, so we left out in the final answer. In other words, you could see it pop up on the source, but not come out in the citation answer. That means it looked at it and didn't do anything. So then step 3, match the asset to the source question. So for a how-to question, create a focused web page, a YouTube video. For accurate captions, use clear chapters, publish a transcript on the page. Actually, go look at our YouTube channel. Every YouTube that we do, we publish a transcript. We have a blog post. We have a LinkedIn post that accompanies that. It follows on my site. So you can see that. If you have comparison questions, publish a legitimate comparison page. If you have location questions, publish a location-based map. So you're starting to see the pattern here. You look at what Perplexity is looking for, and then write that information and publish it where Perplexity is looking for that answer. So remember, if you're doing a comparison on your company, make sure that you're using real comparisons. Don't use fake comparisons. I'm not coming out saying I'm the best basketball player in Boston. All right. That would be a lie. That would be fake. I'm not tall enough to even play basketball or to be decent at it. Either way, I have no idea that gorgeous. So it really doesn't matter. So you have to create a real legitimate list or comparison of your company. Say the good things about your company, but also take some time and say some good things about what your competitors will do, and that's going to make it look a little more real. If you do your Google business profile, if this is local, make sure you're at service, hours, attributes, all the good things that you should be doing inside your Google Maps, you should be doing for this anyways, but take some time and put product pictures in there, put location-based pictures in there, put location-based keywords in there. If you really want to go down the rabbit hole into optimizing, you could always use latitude, longitude inside of the images that you're putting in. But if you don't know how to do that, then take location-based pictures on the area that you want to have your map cited for in Google or Perplexity or Gemini to go out and figure out where that is. In Perplexity, you'll pick that up. Finally, number 4 is just test everything. Make sure you put your tests in a legible document so that you can go and see, because you're going to test it periodically, see what works and what doesn't work. That, in a nutshell, is basically how you start to rank in Perplexity. Keep in mind, Perplexity is taking media that thinks is the best answer for that. So don't just build one ADO SEO playbook across your ChatGPT and Perplexity Collab. More understand these systems search differently and adapt towards the ones that you want to rank in, or take one step at a time and start building based on these engines. Thank you.